and you lay it on top like this. Like that. Degree mark from here to there, which is where you're going to sew. And remember, what you do is you sew from that cutout to that cutout, okay? And then we're going to pin it so you can sew across. 1, 2. I'm just going to put 3 in, but you sit down and sew it. You'll be able to sew it across, and it gets out there. So that's 1. The next one to be face down across it. So again, same as. So I'm marking that 45 across. Because the reality, just so for the video so you can see, because it ends up looking just like that.
So we're just making sure, Debbie wanted to make sure that I had enough
to go all the way around your quilt. And now sew.
I'm just showing you what it looks like once you've sewn it in this diagonal slant.
So I'm gonna show you while you take the photo. So we're just gonna take it and cut a 1/4 inch, allow a 1/4 inch seam allowance like this.
Call the number on your screen now for a no obligation quote.
I like everything breaks because.
So remember, we're gonna sew where this raw edge is to the edge here.
Okay.
Okay, and you're gonna sew the 1/4 inch, but we want a little bit of play. So I'm gonna leave that much open. You're gonna start sewing here. So do you have pins? So I pin this here. This is where you're gonna start sewing. And again, you're gonna use that, so 1/4 inch, starting at that pin, okay?
Okay.
I'm just gonna pin 2 or 3 places because you want to let it go where it goes, right? You don't need to. You don't want the pin to direct where you're sewing. You want the width, how it actually fits on the top to show where you're gonna sew. Okay, so let me start it that way too.
So with a little bit extended over,
yes,
so it won't flip.
Because you're not wanting that to flip. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and remember what you're gonna do. You're gonna sew. When we get to it, I'll remind you, but you're gonna keep sewing until you're a 1/4 inch away. And when you get to that 1/4 inch, we're gonna put a pin in it, but you're gonna stop at a 1/4 inch, and then you're gonna sew off, and then that's when you're gonna fold it up like this, and then fold it back down to continue. Okay.
A 1/4 inch away from the bottom.
Yeah.
Start right at that 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch. Measure 1/4 inch. Okay, I'm just hand quilting
Till you get to the 1/4 inch mark. Keep going.
my hand.
When that pin is right here, that's when you know to stop. Here's where that red mark is. So keep going. Keep going because it's not at the red mark. You see the red mark? So keep going. Sew off. Okay, so you have to hold it.
Okay.
You want to take a picture? Go ahead.
I'm just gonna sew off. Okay, into the corner.
Edge, right?
So you just folded it over into a 45. Okay.
And then I'm gonna let you do it all together, and you're gonna come back and flip it like this. You know, make a little flip so that you can start sewing. You're gonna move it around and start sewing down that way, okay? But I want you to do it. So go on and cut.
It's going to be stuck that way because I'm going to turn it and sew it and start sewing. Go forward a little bit, and then I'm going to go backwards. And this is the little thing that makes me go backwards. Okay. I'm going to sew off, but I have to lift the foot, and then I'm going to turn it and then sew off into the corner. Okay, now we've pretty much sewn the strip all the way around the quilt. Now we're about to just close the open space.
We want to leave about 10 inches here.
Okay.
Between where you stop with this binding and where this start binding. 10 inches. So
about 10 inches.
Get me a pin. We're going to stick a pin in here.
Okay.
Bring your scissors here, of course. We need to cut. And we could pin it too, but since I got clips, I'm just going to use the clips. Okay, now. It's not in the way anymore, so we're going to go back to what I said, which is to take This one is like that. We're gonna open it out, and we're gonna take this one, and I'm gonna guess. I think it's this way. And we're gonna remember how we did in the beginning. Okay, so we're gonna lay them right side up and right side down on this one. And we're actually going to draw a line from here to here. And that's what you're going to sew. But we're going to pin it first and check it before we sew it. Okay.
So it's almost like the right side to the right side.
It is right side to right side. Exactly right. It is. And I'm actually just pinning it right on the line because I want to make sure that it is about that dimension. It does look right. Okay, you'll be able to sew it across. So we're in the right position. So let me clip it again so you'll be able to sew it without having to try and stretch it. So
it's a little bit full. So what Debbie's doing is putting several pins in it to ease it in so that my sewing doesn't
you don't have to
fold over.
unstitch. Right,
Just
exactly.
ease it. We call that easing it in.
Yes, exactly.